Welcome, devoted history enthusiasts, to an epic tale of brilliant genius and utter devastating failure. Hannibal Barca daringly crossed the freezing Alps with mighty war elephants, standing as a true visionary. Yet, his glorious tactical victories could never hide a profoundly fatal and devastating corporate flaw. While he fiercely won every single brutal battle, his fragile supply chain remained entirely broken. Today we shall reveal why the greatest ancient commander was undeniably history's absolute worst CEO. In 218 BC, mighty Rome confronted a truly terrifying and entirely unprecedented startup. A Carthaginian army of diverse mercenaries boldly marched from the distant and rugged Spanish shores. Hannibal relentlessly pushed his freezing soldiers through the immensely deadly, snow-covered Alpine passes. Giant African war elephants struggled violently against the unimaginably crushing winter storms. This incredibly daring maneuver stood as an absolute masterpiece of grand strategic innovation. It cleverly bypassed heavy coastal defenses, shocking the entire Mediterranean world. Yet, Hannibal's remarkably grand corporate vision completely ignored basic physical limitations. According to ancient Roman historians, he tragically lost half his men just crossing the frozen ice. He operated like a dangerously reckless founder, burning through his vital capital far too quickly. On the opposing side stood the Roman Republic, a massive and heavily bureaucratic machine. Rome was never built upon individual genius, but rather on endless military manpower and roads. They possessed a truly unbreakable supply chain that could easily replace any fallen Roman legion. Meanwhile, Carthage relied heavily on expensive, temporary, and unpredictable foreign mercenaries. Rome effectively drafted loyal citizen soldiers, creating a virtually infinite human resource pool. Every single Roman camp was built exactly the same, perfectly maximizing their operational flow. Hannibal essentially brought a sharp, beautiful sword to a massive, endlessly grinding factory fight. The treacherous snowy descent brought his exhausted troops directly into the remarkably rich Italian lands. Would you ever dare to risk the absolute total destruction of your entire company for one glorious launch? Hannibal boldly gambled everything on a swift victory that would forcefully compel Rome to surrender. He fundamentally misunderstood the incredibly deep structural resilience of his desperately hated enemy. 2 eventful years later, the brutal fields of Cannae witnessed his absolute and undeniable masterpiece. He flawlessly engineered a perfect double envelopment, trapping the massive Roman infantry forces. 50,000 Roman soldiers tragically perished in a single, utterly devastating afternoon. It became the ultimate market disruption, sending massive shockwaves throughout the entire Roman Senate. Authentic historical records claim Roman senators openly wept in the very streets of the capital. Hannibal had completely and utterly dominated the battlefield, achieving a truly flawless victory. However, this grand tactical triumph quickly revealed the profoundly fatal weakness of his operation. Yet Rome utterly and defiantly refused to surrender, rejecting every single offer of lasting peace. Instead, they appointed Fabius Maximus, widely known as the remarkably clever delayer. Fabius clearly understood that he could never defeat Hannibal in a direct, completely open fight. Therefore, he completely and radically changed the foundational business model of this ancient warfare. He instead relentlessly attacked the absolute only thing Hannibal desperately needed to survive: Roman forces burned their own wheat fields and systematically sacrificed their own massive livestock herds. This brutal, scorched earth policy successfully created a massive, starving desert around the invaders. Without proper supply lines, a victorious army rapidly turns into a desperately hungry mob. Hannibal was suddenly trapped deep within enemy territory, heavily bleeding his daily resources. His remarkably brilliant battlefield maneuvers were now completely and entirely useless against starvation. If your fierce competitors absolutely refuse to fight fairly, how do you possibly sustain your momentum? The Carthaginian army was essentially a sports car running completely out of gas. Fabius patiently shadowed Hannibal's movements, carefully picking off isolated foraging parties. Rome brilliantly leveraged its massive infrastructure to feed its loyal troops safely from a great distance. Meanwhile, the diverse mercenaries began to very loudly demand their rightfully promised silver coins. Fickle loyalty bought with cash evaporates incredibly quickly when the grand treasure chests are fully empty. The once magnificent startup was slowly fading into ruin from 1,000 painfully small and minor cuts. Hannibal finally realized he could win every single battle, but still lose the entire devastating war. Desperate for fresh reinforcements, Hannibal sent incredibly urgent pleas straight back to his beloved home city. But the Carthaginian Senate operated just like a truly selfish board of directors. These incredibly wealthy merchants sat comfortably within their deeply luxurious, marble-lined palaces. They coldly viewed Hannibal's remarkably expensive Italian campaign as a massive financial risk. Why ever invest more precious money into a distant war that wasn't producing immediate profit? Bitter political rivals actively sabotaged his urgent requests for fresh troops and vital supplies. The brilliant Supreme Commander was left utterly alone, fully abandoned by his very own government. He spent over a grueling decade wandering Italy, unable to strike a final decisive blow. His battle-hardened veteran soldiers grew older, their armor rusted, and their mighty numbers dwindled. He was therefore forced to constantly scavenge, acting far more like a desperate bandit than a general. This is the truly tragic reality of recklessly expanding your business without solid logistics. Rome, however, effectively utilized its vast naval superiority to dominate the ocean sea routes. They successfully blocked any Carthaginian ships attempting to deliver reinforcements. Even a truly brilliant mind cannot overcome the remarkably harsh mathematics of failing supply chains. Even the absolute greatest CEO will eventually fail if investors permanently pull funding. Hannibal helplessly watched his beautiful, invincible army slowly disintegrate into nothingness. The mighty elephants were long dead, and the truly glorious dream of conquest had permanently faded away. Meanwhile, Rome resiliently rebuilt its legions, deeply learning from every painful defeat they suffered. They rapidly and aggressively expanded their own military operations into Spain and North Africa. The tables had finally and decisively turned, and the isolated predator became the hunted prey. In the year 202 BC, Hannibal was desperately forced to return to defend Carthage. At the incredibly dusty Battle of Zama, he finally faced a brilliant young Roman named Scipio. Scipio had very carefully studied Hannibal's tactics and fully perfected his own logistics. The mighty Roman war machine had finally evolved to perfectly match Carthaginian brilliance. Hannibal's hastily assembled new army was devastatingly vanquished in the burning desert sand. The formidable man who once terrorized Rome was utterly and completely defeated on his own home soil. His tragic story now teaches a remarkably brutal, unforgettable lesson for modern leaders. Pure tactical genius might temporarily win you spectacular victories and historical glory. But seemingly boring, meticulous logistics are what actually build and eternally sustain empires. Foolish amateurs endlessly discuss strategy, while true professionals constantly calculate supply. You can easily conquer the highest mountains, but you simply cannot ever defeat basic mathematics. Hannibal Barca was a true military god, ultimately destroyed by terrible corporate management. His legendary name echoes through history as a powerful warning against ignoring infrastructure. Rome triumphantly went on to rule the known world, solidly built on roads, abundant grain, and endless supply. Carthage was eventually burned to the barren ground, its vast merchant wealth tragically turning to ash. The absolute ultimate victory always belongs to those who control the unglamorous details, serving as a truly stark reminder that even the brightest flames will surely die without steady fuel. Did the great Hannibal fail because of sheer bad luck, or was he simply just a terrible manager? Please share your insightful thoughts in the comments below, and let us debate this historical tragedy. Please remember to like, share this video, and subscribe to our channel for more truly epic history.